Hello, wrestling fans. It is the Wrestling Info Kid here to bring you the news and rumors. That's right. We have a lot of exciting news, special announcements to host, and we'll get down to that in business. But first, let's get down to the Raw results. Alright, let's break it down now. Alright, so Raw starts off with John Laurinaitis. Of course, you know, John Laurinaitis and everybody else. Mick Foley coming out. Honestly, it's time for Mick to hang up the boots. He was not that great on the mic. WWE has just completely ruined his whole entire gimmick, his whole character, his whole name. Alright, so, Raw results. CM Punk and Sheamus defeated Daniel Bryan and Kane. What is up with AJ? AJ running down the ring wearing Kane's mask. But there is one thing that I did notice, and yous are going to notice too. Does AJ not look like Mickie James? That's right, doesn't she look like Mickie James when she's hopping all around like a little rabbit around the ring like Mickie James used to do? It's like a clone when she used to, you know, follow Trish Stratus. Alright, Dolph Ziggler beat Jack Swagger. Now, does this mean that the whole Swagger-Ziggler thing is over with and that Ziggler is going to continue to go on by himself? We'll have to wait and see. And our man, Paul Heyman and Triple H. Excellent announcement that they're making. Paul Heyman comes down, he's telling Triple H, hey, listen, Brock Lesnar is still going to sue the WWE. He's still going to sue Triple H. Brock Lesnar's not going to fight Triple H at SummerSlam. Triple H pretty much just gets aggravated and ends up clocking Paul Heyman right in the face, knocking him out. Alright, so Alberto Del Rio defeated Santino Marella. Now, I've been receiving a lot of emails where people are asking me, hey, did Alberto Del Rio miss the pay-per-view No Way Out because of a concussion? Yes, that is the truth. He was cleared to wrestle Monday. The situation was that WWE was not able to put him into the World Heavyweight title content right there because they weren't sure whether or not he'd be ready enough, so they put him on for Raw. Alright, and there's also a story going around rumor-wise saying that Alberto Del Rio will be, in fact, one of the participants in Money in the Bank. All because of a poster showing him. Now, do I think that he is going to be in the Money in the Bank? It's a possibility. However, I think it's just one of those publicity stunts, you know. Alright, so the Primetime Players versus Primo and Epico. And Primo and Epico pulled off the win by them being disqualified. 1, 2, 3, ref count to 10. So they were eliminated in the match. And then John Laurinaitis and David Otunga and Big Show are scheduled to face John Cena. But what happens? The Big Show walks off and goes right back, leaving David Otunga and John Laurinaitis in the ring. There were points where John Laurinaitis was just standing there, and David Otunga tried to tag him in. But John Laurinaitis didn't want to get tagged. So what happens? Opposite happens. Once John Laurinaitis got the tag and was reaching for Otunga's hand, Otunga stepped down and was like, no, you want to do it to me? I'll do it right back at you. And to make a long story short, John Cena not once, not twice, but 3 times gave John Laurinaitis the Attitude Adjuster to end Raw. Now, I might admit that John Laurinaitis was playing cat and mouse because he came out in the wheelchair. He came out with his crutch. He came out with his arm in a sling. But when you saw him face John Cena, he was perfectly natural, so it was all a stunt for him. Alright, so now more emails. When is Chris Jericho coming back? His suspension is already up. Well, Chris Jericho will be back next week on Monday Night Raw. That's right. As well as Eve making her appearance back into the wrestling ring since being one of the affiliates with People Power. That's right. And also, Randy Orton is scheduled to be coming back off of his suspension with a big push. It appears that WWE and Randy Orton have officially come to an agreement and are going to give him a big push because officials in WWE feel that Randy Orton is a better babyface than Sheamus and is more likely able to carry SmackDown brand. So we'll have to see how that works out. Alright, now, TNA! Yes, that's right, everybody asked me, when are you doing TNA views? What's up with TNA? TNA show last night was the worst show I've ever seen in my entire freaking life. Honestly. Okay, first off, Austin Aries decided to give up his X Division title in order for him to face Robert Roode for the TNA Championship title. But that was only option A. Option B was to keep it, but he came up with option C, which meant that any TNA superstar who gets that X Division title will be able to, in the future, trade that title for a shot at the TNA World Heavyweight title, which I think is pretty cool, making the TNA X Division title the most important title, which I always felt that the TNA X Division title was the most important because these guys are high-flying, charismatic, acrobatic in the ring. A bunch of the matches that we've seen weren't as good. In fact, this new girl, I forgot her name, she started and she was really horrible in the ring. She faced, see, can't even tell you, because I still see her as, but Tara, yeah, that's right, yeah, so, anyway, Ivy, yeah. Alright, so basically that led to, a bunch of crap with Abyss and, Bully Ray and Chris Parker, which we all do know, I hope you all do know, that Chris Parker is actually Abyss, so, yeah. And then, Hulk Hogan's talking about those 3 guys who decided to attack Sting last week on TNA. Comes to my conclusion that he is not going to promote them in any way. However, I do think that it is, and one of them might be Luke Gallows, who everybody knows as Festus from WWE. Why? Because Festus had a dark match at TNA against Kazarian and won. So, we have to see how that's going to work out. Now, everybody wants to get my opinion on the whole women's division of TNA and Hulk Hogan's daughter, Brooke Hogan. Horrible acting. Very predictable. Matches didn't make sense. Her commentary was not that great. You could tell she was on camera. And la-di-da-da-da. Dixie Carter and AJ finally pulled the plug, and the storyline goes into another nosedive. In the words of the Ultimate Warrior, they took the cockpit and took the controls of the plane and put it into a nosedive into parts unknown. Because when that unnamed person came out in the middle of the ring with AJ and Dixie Carter, admitting that she had a drug problem, I thought, oh my god, is TNA stealing WWE's storylines again? We all know the whole episode with Chris Jericho claiming that CM Punk's family are a bunch of drug addicts and alcohol abusers. This storyline that TNA has created completely sucks. Major donkey. Must I say more? But as we listen to this girl, she's saying, oh, they helped me with rehab, blah, 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 blah. And then, Christopher Daniels, Kazarian, they come running down the ring and are like, no, don't do it, whatever. It's a stupid storyline. They killed it completely. They need to just forget it. It was going pretty well. People were wondering what's going to happen. It wasn't making sense. So, Dixie Carter, AJ, and the rest of the TNA writers over there, you messed it up. And that's it. Alright, so, it is officially 1:55 p.m. on Friday. That's right. And David Otunga is scheduled to make his appearance at Starter's Pub on 370 in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, to promote the WWE Raw Tour, which is taking place at Stabler Arena. Yeah, that's right. Alright, so I won't be there, unfortunately. I am the Wrestling Info Kid. You are watching the News and Rumors. Subscribe to my Facebook, Wrestling Info Kid. Don't forget to subscribe to the Wrestling Info Kid newsletter on the groups, as well as emailing me at wrestlinginfokid@gmail.com. Follow me on Twitter at SignXHurst, aka Wrestling Info Kid, and be sure to continue to watch the videos, as one will be posted every Friday, so that I can include you with Raw and SmackDown, as well as TNA. I am the Wrestling Info Kid. Thank you for watching, and keep wrestling alive. The